Alrighty, let's talk iLock. Welcome back to Xiaomi Studios, and it's your hostess with the mostest, Anthony C. Alright, let's talk iLock. I avoided a whole bunch of software and companies out there. If you're listening, please fix your shit because you could have great software, but guess what? You're going to lose sales just over this stupid issue called iLock. Now you might say that, oh, people are thieving my shit. Well, you know what? It's your job to figure this shit out because you got programmers. And the difference between good programmers and lazy programmers or cheap ass companies, trying to, how you say, and we can have a whole conversation just on that. I know everybody's in it for a profit, but somewhere you better figure this out up front or down the road it will get you because sometimes you just gotta fucking pay and that's just the way it is, or whatever. Anyway, so we're dealing with iLock. I always hated iLock, still hate iLock even more. They leave a really bad taste in my mouth. Anyway, I just recently sold a pair of Steven Slate VSX headphones. And you know what? There's so much more of his software that I would have probably bought years ago. But once I figured out what iLock was, and there's two versions of iLock in case you don't know. One is, let's see if I can actually pull this up to show you the view. There you go. And they have now because professionals are using the software. And let me tell you, I had a session because the internet connection wasn't working or some shit. I don't know what they were doing. Maybe maintenance. All of a sudden, a couple of my plugins didn't work. And I'm like, what the fuck? So you're in a session, you're trying to be professional, and all of a sudden, you're mixing and something's not right somewhere because the last session, everything was great. Now you're like, what the fuck? And levels are off of everything else. So come to find out, the iLock isn't using, and there's two versions of this iLock stupid shit. Shikaki Bukawaka. There is the software, which is iLock License Manager, and then there is the actual for real USB thing, which looks like that. If you can see, I'm trying to focus here. Anyway, that's what it looks like. It's a USB thing. Anyhow, so, yeah, let's focus. Need a better camera. Boy, I needed something with push buttons rather than touch the screen. Anyway, two different versions of iLock. There's the actual iLock, the USB stick it in your machine thing. Yeah, they can stick that iLock, all right. And you got to pay money for that. Used to be $20, but now it's probably 2,000. Who knows? In a shitty economy when people don't do their jobs correctly. Anyhow, and then there is the software. I have a whole bunch of software. Some of this I just got without even realizing what the hell it was. Thankfully, I figured out that you can do the software version without having a hardware version, which is that stick it in your machine USB thing. And you can see I have a pretty decent amount of blah 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 licenses. So let's say I don't know why this one's on there twice. Maybe it's a different product. Let's find out. Anyhow, so when you go to transfer a license, so back to this. Sold a pair of VSX headphones from Steven Slate. Sorry, I'm a little bit all over the place, but a lot of information to pack into a short video. Bought a set, blah, 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 whatever. Right now, we're going through this drama to basically relocate to a better situation because it's just time. anyway, that's a story in itself. So, like my dad said, for the right price, everything's for sale. And it's a big, long, crazy story for another day. So, I've had the part with basically, I figure everything I don't need little by little, or everything that's valuable. I don't know, everything that's valuable that I don't need. Although I would really like, I would have really kept them even until that the apart because it was another way to reference. I'm finally at the point where my monitors are pretty damn good, and my little space you can see has some acoustic treatment. So, I don't know. I started using it, but I didn't. There's a couple things I didn't like about it anyway, and I just feel like if you have to use some kind of digital recording is already so whacked, that if you got to use another thing in between you and the actual recording to what you hear, I don't see how that really helps. I mean, I would think the more crap you got in between the actual recording and playing back and what you're really hearing is the best way. But obviously, that's not the way it is in digital recording. Sold a bag of bullshit. Anyway, so we're going to sell that. So anyway, I didn't think about it because I've transferred a bunch of different licenses from one machine to another machine when I had this one built, and not a problem. Matter of fact, it just took some time to figure out what stuff I wanted and what stuff I was keeping. I'm sure there's probably a few licenses that might not even be on here that I just forgot about. Who knows? Anyhow, which reminds me that there's probably a couple that would be useful. Anyway, so wanted to go sell it, transfer the stuff before, never had a problem. Anyway, so I sold this thing off, and man, when people lowball you, you know what? It's kind of weird because I had two lowballers, and at the time I just needed the money, so sold it regardless. It was money. Some money's better than no money, whatever. So, and the funny thing is, everybody that lowballed me, I went along with it, said they had problems. This guy definitely had problems. And I got another story for another day. Remind me about the reverb.com situation. Anyhow, and the guy was really good about the whole thing. So I went to transfer it over, and then I get stuck to a screen. Anyway, let's pick one. Let's pick this one. Right, so you go on that screen there. Yeah, transfer it over. If you want to learn how to transfer licenses, I'll show you pretty quick. Anywho, how? Yeah, see, I got this. I don't even know where it's at. I might have to download the software. Although I think it's discontinued. Anyway, the cool thing is it shows you over here what it works on. Like, it doesn't work on iLok the stick. It works on your computer. And it works on, what's that, a dildo and a butt plug? Who the fuck knows? Anyway, so you pull up the license you want. To transfer, you double click on it, you look over here, you can activate it, deactivate it, transfer, or this even gives you a website. Cool. Anyway, and then we click on transfer, and then you enter your password, which I don't know why fuck it does this all the time. Bingo bongo. And here's where it starts getting serious. In this box, you have to enter. Let's go back to that. You have to enter their iLok manager username. Actually, enter the user ID of the iLok account to receive the licenses. Now, when I asked the guy for his information, he gave me two different ones. He's like, well, here's my Stephen Slate iLok password, and here's my iLok, whatever. Read it and make sure you enter the correct information, because if you transfer something to the wrong information, it's going to transfer. You'll lose your money. And will you ever get the money back? Like most companies, oh fuck no, you're screwed. So make sure, and after you type it in, double check, triple check. Like they say, measure twice, cut it once, because you can't stretch a piece of wood. So make sure you get that really clear. And then from there, you enter that, and it'll take you to the next page, to the next page. And then it'll tell you that you have to pay $25 per license. And I think it's up to $50, I don't know, minimum, maximum charge or something like that. Which, that's kind of a bonus, because if you're going to transfer a lot, you know, it would cost you a fortune, which is so stupid. Let's say you have a whole studio and somebody bought the whole lot. All right, they pay good money. Now, on top of that, you got to pay $25 a transfer. What the? Anyway, yeah, that's the way everything is now. Anyway, so just walk through the screens. I think, as you can see, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different steps. I don't remember, but it'll walk you through the screens. You enter his whatever information, and then click next. I think the next box is I don't know, one of the boxes is payment, and it'll tell you it's $25 per license. Now, I went to transfer 2 different licenses from the same company, and you would think that you could just pick 2 licenses to transfer at a time. Oh, contraire, mon frere. Nope, you got to do it each individually. And does it save your information so you can go through because they ask you for credit card information. So you can just do it quickly. Oh no, mon frere. You have to go through every single line, box by box by box. And once again, double check, triple check, and then after that, it'll tell you that you're getting ready to transfer. Just check your information, blah, blah, blah. Or maybe that's another site, who knows. Anyway, it'll take you through several boxes. Just triple check everything. Make sure that's good. And the last, which I can't show you because I'd have to do another video. Just double, triple check everything. Make sure it's good to go. And that's it. You should be good to go. So, that's basically how you do it. If you got iLok, the stick thing, I have no freaking idea. Anyway, you can see over here, activate, deactivate, transfer. And it's nice that they give you the website over there. Anyway, iLok fucking sucks. And could you imagine if your stick broke? Although now they're offering, what is it? Come on. Now they're offering, it doesn't even show. There we go. Now what happens if accidents happen? Yeah, iLok is a total shaft. You know,